Now, the other SEC Bowl win, huge, epic one. I mean, this was an ass-kicking in the Citrus Bowl. LSU, 63, Purdue, 7. Locker room problems. What? Get the hell out of here, all this internet rumors. Brian Kelly did address it. We'll get to that in a moment. But LSU set a Citrus Bowl record. Most points scored in the Citrus Bowl. Most yards, 594. And largest margin of victory in this bowl game. And this is big. We haven't had a chance to really talk about this LSU bowl game. Kind of got lost in the shuffle. But losing in the SEC championship, losing to Texas A&M as a favorite, A&M obviously not very disappointing team. There was a real opportunity for LSU to just, I don't want to say all the momentum would have been lost because they still won the SEC West. They still signed a hell of a class. But with Booty gone, I don't know, losing 3 games in a row, I think there would have been some questions about Brian Kelly and everything. Well, they just slammed the door shut on all that. There's no shame to losing to Georgia. Everybody's done it for 2 years in a row, aside from one incredible performance from Alabama, and then Georgia turned right around and avenged that one. So, again, no shame in losing to Georgia. Everyone else is doing it. You come, you turn around, you get that bad taste out of your mouth by just whipping the hell out of Purdue. Malik Neighbors, MVP of the Citrus Bowl, 9 catches, 163 yards, and a touchdown. He was also 2 for 2 passing with 50 yards and a touchdown. He threw one to Jaden Daniels. Look at LSU's drive chart. Started with a punt, but then touchdown, 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 touchdown. Halftime, touchdown, interception, which was on the 8-yard line, could have been a touchdown, touchdown, punt, touchdown. Whereas Purdue, completely shut down. Punt, 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 interception, punt, turnover on downs, interception, punt. This was the biggest shellacking we have seen this entire bowl season. Nationally televised ABC. This is a great way for LSU to go out, and they did it by maybe getting creative is the word, or, they basically, I don't want to say treated this like a spring game, but they played 3 quarterbacks, and hell, throw in 4 if you want to include Malik Neighbors, who, again, completed both of his attempts. But Jaden Daniels and Garrett Nussmeier rotated in this football game. Jaden Daniels looked as good as ever, 12 of 17, 139 through the air, a touchdown, led the team with 67 rushing yards. Still not sure how I feel about Jaden Daniels leading the team in rushing. Don't want to see that happen again just because I don't know how sustainable that is given his frame, but he's still doing it. So he's been doing everything for LSU this year, and he continued it in the bowl game. But Garrett Nussmeier got in early and flashed. He did have the poor interception. Can't have that on the goal line. But he was 11 of 15, 173 yards, 2 touchdowns of his own. And my God, does he have a live arm. He's got a better arm than Jaden Daniels. Now, he doesn't have the scrambling ability, obviously. He's not, I don't know if there's another quarterback short of KJ Jefferson that can compete with Jaden Daniels when it comes to running ability in the SEC. But, Garrett Nussmeier's got a future. And according to Brody Miller at The Athletic, it's pretty wild. It's being reported, and apparently the coaches are aware. Teams are trying to poach Garrett Nussmeier away from LSU, actively getting a guy that's played on the field here. Supposed to be illegal. It is illegal. Not sure how that's going on, but Garrett Nussmeier's got options out there. So this is going to be a fascinating storyline in the spring. Jaden Daniels, Garrett Nussmeier, and don't forget Walker Howard, 5-star true freshman. He played a little bit in this game. I believe he was 2 for 4. He was in there just to run out the clock, essentially, get some reps. But LSU averaged 8.5 yards per play, 13.7 yards per completion. Again, just total domination, 6 of 7 in the red zone. And again, this has got you feeling good, finishing on the right note, on a high note. They're in Baton Rouge year 1, winning 10 games under Brian Kelly. I thought they'd win about 7. I thought they'd be lucky to win 8. Hell, they were winning 10 games in the SEC year 1. man, the arrow could not be pointed higher for this LSU team, and that is something Brian Kelly addressed after the game, along with there's all kinds of rumors out there. Butte, why is he what happened there and all that. He addresses all that, as well as the quarterback situation moving into spring.
It's a Citrus Bowl win and everything you've gone through. What will stand out from your first year at LSU?
Probably the relationships with the players and developing, new relationships with, 115 players and getting to know them. That to me in year one, the first time here, you don't know any of the players and they don't know you. I think our first press conference, I keep saying press conference, our first meeting said, hey, we're going to build trust, but it's going to take time for both sides. And I think that's what happened. And I'll remember that in year one, that process of building trust.
All right.
Hey, Coach. With Garrett, was the plan always for him to get some reps into this game? And how would you sort of evaluate his performance from today?
I thought he did well. I mean, and we made it clear he was going to go in the third series, and I didn't know what was going to happen after that, but just made it clear to him, go in, do your job. You got a job to do, get it done, and then we'll roll after that and see how it goes. And obviously he played a lot more. Way the game was kind of trending, he got even more playing time. But there's no quarterback controversy. Jalen is our number one quarterback. Garrett will get an opportunity to compete, though. And look, the most important thing is when you have two really good quarterbacks, you have to have an open mind. You can't be closed-minded when you're looking at two, elite quarterbacks. So what we've committed to is an open mind and an open process where you can go in and, we're going to give you an opportunity to continue to grow. And then, that's going to allow both of our quarterbacks and Walker to continue to grow as quarterbacks at LSU.
Brian, there's been some rumors floating around on social media about something potentially with your program. Are all of your coaches in good standing heading into the offseason with you and the university?
Absolutely, 100%. Yes. I hold our players to high standards, and they know that. And we have a high standard. We have a high standard. I've been in it for 3 decades. We have high standards for everybody that's in our program. And that includes coaches and support staff and anybody that's affiliated with this program. And so they're held to that highest of standard as well. And so there are no coaches or support staff that are currently with me that have done anything that would require me to feel as they haven't met the highest of standards that are required within our program.
Just want to be quick. Do you think you can carry all 3 quarterbacks through the spring? And then my other one was just how big of a foundation is this? You talked about a 10th win and momentum and the things needed to get that today. Well, now you've done it. How does it pay off for you next year?
This one is really big. It obviously was a convincing win. It showed more about how our guys handled distractions, but when it's time to get back to preparation, how they can prepare and not be distracted by doing things like being at the bowl game. And that carries on into next year, where they understand that if they stick with their process and preparation, they're going to be a really good football team. And so we got that accomplished today. I absolutely 100% believe that all 3 quarterbacks are going to be with us. And all of them we've had conversations with and feel that that's the direction we're going.